1 year ago today, the devastating Hawthorne Fire erupted in the state of Connecticut. It scorched more than 120 acres of land. Investigators say the blaze actually began when a campfire reignited during a period of severe drought, sparking a multi-day emergency response that even led to the activation of the Connecticut National Guard. Now, in total, 8 firefighters were injured, and crews traveled from as far away as New York City, California, even Quebec to help battle the flames. Today, the region still bears the scars of this fire. The riverbanks and hillsides remain cracked and unstable, some areas even starting to crumble. And despite recent rain, the ground is still dangerously dry, raising concerns. Could we have a repeat of an active wildfire season? Joining us now is Christopher Martin, Director of Connecticut's Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. Christopher, good to see you. Thank you for joining us here on Weather Command.
Thank you for having me.
You know, it has been extremely dry in the Northeast. Just to start the conversation, how does that make you and your crews feel, especially looking back at the hard work that you were doing a year ago?
Well, we always maintain a readiness stance to respond and assist municipalities with wildfire. This year in particular, we've spent a lot of time reordering equipment and staffing up again. We went through a lot of equipment and material last year, so we're back in place and ready to go should wildfires start up again in Connecticut this fall.
And you know, a lot of folks, when they think about wildfire, Connecticut's not the first state that jumps to their mind. They might think about California, but it is something that impacts the state. You know, for folks that are new to Connecticut, what do you think they need to really think about heading into fall, specifically with outdoor activities? I mean, this is the time of year that folks in the Northeast and New England want to be outside.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to create a problem in Connecticut. We're the 14th most forested state in the country, but the fourth most populated. So we have a lot of people living in what we call our woodland-urban interface. So small fires can threaten life and property pretty quickly. We do have a daily fire danger that we broadcast across media in Connecticut and on our listservs, email listservs. And so folks can easily know what the fire danger is. And as we get, into fall, if we have prolonged dry periods of high fire risk, folks that do any outdoor cooking or outdoor burning really need to be vigilant and have a water source nearby and do not leave fires unattended.
And Chris, I think you brought up a really important point right there. The amount of people that live in Connecticut, the 95 corridor is extremely populated. And we have a unique setup in many of our states across the Northeast where you have a lot of people living in areas that can turn into a wildfire blaze. So for residents, should they have a little bit of an emergency pack at home?
I think it's wise to maintain your property. And, this time of year, the leaves are starting to fall off the trees, and pretty soon they'll all be on the ground. It's good to get that flammable fuel away from your homes, including your gutters. And then as far as like storage of flammable liquids, gasoline, what have you, those should not be up against any houses. So, keeping areas of the yard, fairly tidy and having a hose ready source in case something does happen is always a good practice.
And do you think there's anything that really jumps off the page that a lot of people just might be missing out on? Something that to you seems like a no-brainer when it comes to fire safety, but you talk to residents and they say, wow, I never really quite thought about that as a risk.
So last fall, we saw things we've never seen in Connecticut. People mowing their lawn or blowing leaves. It was so dry, fires were starting by leaves hitting a muffler or a spark from a blade mowing the grass. And you're not really, necessarily anticipating that type of fire activity in Connecticut, but it can happen. And so, situational awareness is really critical during very, very dry conditions. And things that you wouldn't normally think could start a wildfire, we did see start a wildfire. A flat tire, a metal rim running on an asphalt sparked roadside fires.
A simple chain off of your back hitch can lead to a spark.
Yes.
Yes. Good idea for people that are going to be doing some camping this weekend. Also call ahead at your campsite. Make sure that you understand what burn policies are in place before you head out there. Christopher Martin, thank you so much, Director of Connecticut's Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. We appreciate your time here on Weather Command.
Thank you.